Welcome to Obidate Family TV. All our people, wherever on a day, on a good morning, afternoon, and evening. So now welcome. We bring another episode this very particular morning to tell on us say, no, be the greatest. Obedience are the greatest set of people in the world. They campaigned against bad leadership, and they also take their campaign to the polling units, but INEC played foul. Dear Judicial, follow the Constitution. Now, so I want to take start with my team, where they on ground here to dissect many things where we get. I get Angel for studio, and I get Dr. Telbert for Zoom. Angel, greet our people, make we another go.
Good day, my beautiful, lovely, and good-meaning Nigerians. My obedient family. Hope so una do all right. We still there for hope alive. Our hope no go dash. No matter how the INEC tried, they no fit. Because God dey our side. We dey gidigbam for ground. No shaking. Just stay cool. We dey on board. Join us.
Okay, so we dey go straight to wetin carry us come today. As I said before, obedient movements are the greatest set of people in the world. But it gets something when I won't bring come. This judicial independence we are talking about rests on the belief that judges, as guardians of justice, possess knowledge of truth, rationality, and unwavering integrity. They are expected to rise above worldly desires and temptations, acting solemnly out of duty. Judges are addressed as honorable justice because they symbolize all that is honorable and just. If you see phrases like, as the court pleases, or as my Lord pleases, indicates a recognition of the divine nature of judicial pronouncements. Even when they involve great matters like death sentences in many post-election decisions, where the political destiny of a people may be determined, judges hold immense power and are seen as extraordinary individuals. Traditional African societies also regarded judges as spiritual beings with incomprehensible ways. Their verdicts were unquestionably obeyed. This portrayal is reminiscent of Chinua Achebe's depiction on the Egungun in his renowned work, Things Fall Apart. My people, the obedience are the greatest people in the world, and they will continue to uphold that. Dr. Etel, before I come to you, I want you to also take a sound bite from our able leader, His Excellency, H.E.P. Tobi. Let's hear what he said again about his struggle in a short while before we come to this discussion. Let's take a listen.
Well, so miracle is at the root of our faith. What strengthens our faith is miracle. For me, since I started this political journey, my achievements and records have all been miracle. Have all been miraculous. If you check, I ran for governor in a party that was less than 1 year old. When I started in 2003, I won the election. They declared somebody else. I went to court. Everybody said it's impossible. There's no way. It's never happened before. After 3 years, the court declared me the winner. I was sworn in. 6 months, I was impeached. alongside Fayose and Darie, I went to court. Again, I became the first governor to come back from impeachment. So I was the first governor to win through the court, first to come back from impeachment. And then in 2007, about in office, INEC conducted the election, and Anuba won and was sworn in as governor. I went to court again to seek the interpretation of our constitution that my tenure is 4 years. Everybody said it will never happen. Again, the Supreme Court declared me the winner, which is why you have staggered the election in various states today. So I became the first governor to seek interpretation of the constitution on tenure of the governor. I became the first governor. In Anambra State, over a period of 40 years, from Jinwe days in old Anambra State, I was the first governor to serve 2 tenures. I can go on and on and on and tell you so many things that have happened in this my journey that one can say is a miracle. And I'm looking forward to the next miracle next year to complete the miraculous journey of my political life.
We have heard the sound bite from His Excellency Peter Obi. And Dr. Telbert, if you hear this story of miracles, that was when obedience were not even behind Peter Obi. Now that we have millions of obedience worldwide behind Peter Obi, he will get his mandate back, and we believe it. So I want you to give our viewers your analysis of this very presidential election tribunal, how we have fared, and how we have triumphed in court so far. Please, you have the mic.
Good day to all of you, wherever you are listening to, within Africa or Europe or America, Australia, wherever. God bless you. It's nice for us to really do a little bit of a recap this morning, because I am still receiving calls and people still felt like, oh, what's happening? Especially when we see all the lies that is trending in the media. Oh, Labour Party can't defend themselves. P2B should withdraw his petition, and all those distracting propaganda, which is expected in a war. This is a political war, to say the least. But it is important for us to know that, as we said over the weekend, this is just the first half. And our people, our lawyers are vastly well. Let's look at the prayers that Labour Party made. Okay, I think it is nice that I even look at this thing you have here, the schedule. If you look at here, what is now being shown on the screen, it says 2023 Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, new breakdown of timeline, meaning the new timetable. You could see that there are how many items here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items from beginning to the declaration of the appeal court judgment. And out of that, only 2 items have been executed. That is the pre-hearing, and after the pre-hearing, the petitioner's hearing. The petitioner's here, as we know, is the Labour Party. Their hearing, it simply means when they come to present their case. Now, the case their case has already been itemized in their petition. But what they came to do in these 3 weeks that ended on Friday was to produce evidence to support their case. It's like what is called supporting evidence. We said that this person is not qualified to run this election on the day of the election, because his running mate had double nomination. They supplied the evidence. The evidence they supplied to the court was certified true copy produced by INEC, showing the documents submitted to the INEC. And the disparity in that document submitted to the INEC showed that Shettima, who happens to be the vice presidential candidate of APC before the election, that whilst he had submitted his form as a vice presidential candidate, he was still a senatorial candidate of coming from Borno State. And because the Electoral Act forbids that kind of placing a cart ahead of the horse, the Labour Party raised it in their petition, support it. That is number one. Labour Party also prayed that the presidential candidate himself, as at the time of this election, qualified to stand for that election on the account of the fact that which he made in $460,000, which he made in the US on account of something that relates to drugs and money laundering. And Labour Party put it in their petition. So during the hearing, they submitted the evidence. The evidence was submitted based on the court judgment that was brought from America, showing that. So that was the evidence that they submitted. They went further again to also pray and say that if this issue of non-qualification were to be were not in existence, the presidential candidate of APC, and APC did not win the presidential election. Why? Because they did not score 25% of the votes scored in Abuja. And they referred the court to the Constitution where it mentions something like that. And let me remind us once again, precedents of Supreme Court judgment where the Supreme Court, including the current Chief Justice of the Federation, where he had said that a forfeiture is a price you pay for a crime, is a price that you pay for a crime. And that was what happened there. So in view of that, and it is not the crime that is started by after 10 years. No, this kind you for life, and you cannot go for election, you cannot go for political office. And then there is also the one that connects INEC, which was also part of their prayer. And their prayer is this: INEC did not comply substantially to the Electoral Act. They mentioned point by point by point in ways that INEC did not comply. They did not upload the result to IReV from the polling unit as stipulated by Section 47 and Section 60 of the Electoral Act. They did not give room for disputes to be resolved in case there is a dispute. If a party says, no, I don't like the result you're publishing, they should refer to IReV and resolve the dispute before the result is finally declared. INEC abused all those provisions. On the day of election, there was upload of results, but for presidential, for Senate, there was upload of results for House of Rep. But when it came to the upload of results for presidency, it did not go. And Labour Party successfully brought in evidence and witness that came to testify that INEC deliberately compromised the beavers on the day of election, especially with respect to the upload of presidential election. So these were the things they have supplied to the court as evidence. They brought in witness, they concluded gallantly, and the witnesses were cross-examined as the case may be. But now the case is over. So that is the second thing on the item. The next thing then that is on the item going forward is the time when the respondents, which is APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Shettima, and then INEC, they are going to come to now begin to defend all the claims that Labour Party made. That is why I said that there is not even something like table has turned. We have always been at the head of the table. And Labour Party has, for instance, INEC certified more than 18,000 polling units that was a blank result. And even if we say that 150 people were to be voting in all those polling units, that is more than 2 million votes. So INEC is going to come to court from 3rd July. I want all of us to be ready. It is going to be fireworks. The things we have been desiring, the time has come, because from 3rd July to 7th July, INEC will sit in the court, and it is going to be the Labour Party that will have the hammer, that will have the chisel, that will have all the tools of questioning. They will question them, they will cross-examine them, they will come to defend the beavers, they will come to defend the blood results, they will come to defend the blank results, they will come to defend what happens in Ekiti State, what happened in Rivers State, where Labour Party was winning with more than 200,000 votes, and they told us that APC won. They will come with their own result sheet. Let us see that result sheet they will bring, because the result sheet they have certified showed that Labour Party won. So it's going to be a tight one. INEC, I don't know how they're going to wriggle out of it. It will continue like that. By the time they finish their own, then Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima will start from the 8th of July to 13th of July. When at that particular time, they will come to defend themselves. These two people who are currently the president and the vice president will come to defend how they won in Rivers State, how they won in Kaduna State, how they won the votes they claiming that they won. When they finish, PDP themselves as a political party will come. Let them bring their own result sheet, and let us compare it with our own result sheet. And let us now know how PDP will have, I'm sorry, I said PDP, no, APC, forgive me. APC will come to defend themselves. Let them bring their own result sheet. And let us see how it differed from what INEC certified, because INEC has certified a blank result. I don't know where they got their own result. So it's going to be a very tough time. It's going to be a beautiful 3 weeks for us. My people, my fellow obedients, if you don't have a phone that has internet, go get it. So that the moment we are on air, we are giving it to you live and direct. In fact, we are going to be giving you people the morning session and the afternoon session to make sure that not even a single thing that is happening in the court is omitted. It is time for us to challenge INEC. Time for us to challenge BAT and SHET. Time for us to challenge APC. From next week to the next 3 weeks, it will be another momentous time for us. We've had a wonderful 3 weeks. The remaining 3 weeks will yet be the glorious time for us. And by the time all these things are over, now the next thing that will happen from on 17th July is what is called close of evidence. Now, on 28th of July, respondents' address will submit their own address. Respondents means all these people will now submit their own address, more like a summary of everything that has happened. And when they finish on the 5th of August, we will now come to submit our own. And then on the 11th of August, respondent will reply to our own summary. And finally, on the 12th of August, the whole summary will be adopted and handed over to the judges. We will now wait for the judges to go and read all those things. And as I said yesterday, the final address is like writing a project or writing a thesis. If you did a PhD, the final thesis you write. That is when everything will be compiled. All the evidence that Labour Party brought in court, all the mess that INEC will use to come and defend themselves, and APC, that is when the Labour Party lawyers will sit down and they will begin to pick it one after the other and connect it with the relevant constitutional provisions and the relevant electoral laws. They will connect all those things. And when they are done connecting it and writing that beautiful essay, I wish they could send us a PDF copy so that we can have it and file it and put it on our shelves as the greatest defense of democracy we have ever had in Nigeria, at least in my lifetime. And then they will hand it over to judges, and judges will read that beautiful essay. And I know that even the judges, when they read that beautiful essay, they will come out with nothing but to say, enough is enough. Nigeria, it's time for you to have your democracy. And they will push forward Peter Obi as the winner. And then we go and wait for them in the Supreme Court to finally get the final verdict that will send him to send Peter Obi to Aso Rock with Dati. And then Nigeria will get the new lease of life that we have been praying for, that we've been fighting for. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you very much for time to put these things in perspective. You see, this 3rd of July, that is the first respondents hearing, which is INEC. Obedience. We need to make sure that between the 3rd of July and 7th of July, that is when INEC will open their defense. As they open their defense, that is when this chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, needs to come to court to explain to us and to the entire world how he arrived at the figures that he gave us at the end of the election. We are very clear on the questions we want to ask him. We want to know a whole lot of things. I believe that all the obedience will join hands together to make it happen. We need to make sure that we occupy INEC between the 3rd of July and 7th of July, that INEC chairman should come to court within their timeline so that he can come and answer to his defense. Because he is the one that gave that very pronouncement by 4 a.m. And he can't be hidden. And he should not be protected. He has not resigned his office. Neither has he been sacked. And we all know that even observers, international, local and international observers, has made it clear that this is the worst election. Mahmoud Yakubu is still in office today, despite the shameful election he conducted. That is coming from Shehu Ghazali Sadiq. He said that Mahmoud Yakubu is still in the office today, despite shameful election he conducted with over 300 billion in 2023. Why do Nigerians' public office holders find it hard to resign no matter the scandal or failure? For me, on this very tweet, Dr. Ete can make your contribution. It is not just about him resigning. This man needs to be tried. And I believe between the 3rd of July and 7th of July, this man should be on the dock. He should be tried. He should come out and tell Nigerians how he arrived at those figures. That is clearly what we want to know. And then if we get him indicted, then he should go to jail. I mean, we should get these things working. We should get Nigeria working. So you can make your inputs.
When you hear that someone has been caged, it means that whether he moves forward or backward, he's trapped. This Mahmoud and INEC have been caged. Mahmoud as a person, INEC as organization, even APC as a party, and currently the sitting president and his vice as individuals have been perfectly caged by Labour Party lawyers in the past 3 weeks. Now, the reason why I say this is because whether he likes it or not, if Mahmoud decides to come, good for him, and he will come. But if he makes a mistake of not coming and sending somebody, he's even shooting himself in the leg in the worst case, in the worst way possible. The reason is because this, from 3rd of July to 7th of July, is the only window of opportunity he has. If he loves these people that he has made president and vice president, if he loves this political party that he has declared the winning party, he has this 1 week to come and explain to them, to exonerate them, and to exonerate himself. Because Labour Party has already put the answer in front. It's either they walk towards the answer and Labour Party will be declared the smart people, or they walk away from the answer and Labour Party will declare them wanted. Because Mahmoud is the chief returning officer of the presidential election. He declared somebody a winner by approving votes that were declared from state to state. He must come. He must come to testify how he arrived at the votes of state A, like Akwa Ibom, state B, like Bayelsa, state C, like Cross River, state L, like Lagos, state E, like Edo State, state E, like Ekiti State, state K, like Kaduna State. He has to come now, because we are talking of numbers here. It is not what you feel like. Oh, I feel like this state is the beautiful state, and you say you win. No, it's number, because they have already certified results that contradicted what they announced, and it is in the possession of the court, having been submitted by Labour Party, and I think by Eunice Anko, that all those things were indeed what INEC gave. So it is good. We are really, really helping him. And I want us as faithful and wonderful Nigerians to help Mahmoud and go and occupy his office peacefully and quietly and say, come and exonerate yourself. You are a doctor. You are a Cambridge or Oxford graduate. I can't remember. Come and redeem your image by coming to court and answer our questions. We want to ask you, how did you arrive at the result of Rivers? APC got 1,700 and you declare him 17,000. Where did you get the 17,000? In the entire state, Labour Party won more than 300 and something thousand votes, and you gave him below 200,000 votes and gave APC. Where did you get it? It is a tough time for INEC. He has been running when we want to bring him in, but now he can't run when he will bring himself in. It is time. If he absconded, well, the judgment will go in our favor. They have tried all they could do by using a papa of a man as the Labour Party chairman. It didn't work. They are now calling for P2B to withdraw his petition. It is not going to work. They are in. And I want us, obedience wherever we are, to know that from between now and then, we need to go and knock on his office and say, we need you to come. We are not going to break his leg because we don't want a sick man to be in court. We want him healthy and happy. In fact, if he wants us to provide a vehicle for him, we'll provide a vehicle for him and security for him and drive him peacefully to go and testify. That's all.
Yes, yes, I believe that INEC is a public trust, and that citizens are allowed to protest peacefully and occupy their offices between the 3rd of July to 7th of July when INEC opens their defense. I won't bring them clearly, make we understand. INEC won't defend this election where they give. If they start on the 3rd of July and their own go end on the 7th of July, for them to come and defend the election result where they give us. If they likely say their chairman no go gree come, the person will announce them. And court don summon and make it come court. I know say obedience, they are the greatest set of people, and then they put their heads together in unity to make things happen. Make una make this thing happen. Make una occupy INEC office. It dey lawful. The only thing we una dey ask for, make Mahmoud come court, make him come dey on that trial, make he sit. Make we ask am the question where then they call cross-examination. Na so I take talk. Now, my people will be obedient worldwide. I beg, make una like, share this very video. And as I won't bring, wait, you get one new name where our principal, Peter Obi, don't give Beavers. He give a new name. Make you make your comment, write waiting in type. Make I see them for your comment. But make you like this very video. Producer, put that very video of our principal, Peter Obi, where he give Beavers a new name. I beg, make una like and share this video.
The issue of the so-called beavers, which have changed to basic value acceptable, so you have promised that you're going to conduct an election through a particular process, and that process failed completely. So that is it. So in effect,
to say that the beavers failed completely, would that be accurate, considering the fact that
the server,
you know,
which we
for
told,
accreditation,
no, the
beavers worked. It was to take the pictures.
Okay, maybe not completely, but it failed on the most critical aspect of the beavers. You know, it failed on. It's like a situation where you've been promised this fantastic 3-course meal, and you came in with a little starter, waiting for the main meal, and they carried it away. So you can't say you have been fed, because the main thing was that going from the pulling unit to the server. That is the main meal. So they took away the main meal and said, okay, the beavers have worked, because so you can't walk out and say the meal was fantastic, because after all, they gave me the little starter, and then the main meal was not served. And
that's the IReV.
That's it. The main thing was not there. Nobody, even in my village, where people are not sophisticated, not educated, they were all glued to one place waiting to see the result coming in through, like they told us that everybody will be seeing it. I'm sure you didn't see it, my sister. They said it failed.
That's the IReV. The IReV.
When I don't hear the new name where PO give beavers, and many other things where you talk, where they give you the zats, they say make you the chop, talk say main meal they come, and after them go talk say that dessert where you eat, now be the main meal. Meanwhile, the main meal still there. It is very, very clear for everybody we know. The IReV where then they talk, no be saying the IReV be the place where be say then they announce election result, but at the place where they set up for transparency. And that is the reason we are saying it is not transparent. Because if to say result day there, we for no day here they talk all these things where we they talk now. Dr. Etel, you don't hear the new name where PO give beavers. I say make our people make comment, like, share, make them tell us what they feel about that new name for beavers. They feel about that new name for beavers.
Well, like our principal said, in another way to put it, he's trying to say here, this is the minimum level acceptable, the basic, the minimum, you know, the standard. This is not even a premium service or deluxe service. This, like if you're flying APs from Abuja to Lagos, that place that they just put you. It's not even the business class. And we spent 100 billions of naira. And it worked. The most important thing is that it worked. The most important thing is that Beavers worked based on the expert witness that Labour Party brought and even PDP brought. Remember the cybersecurity expert that PDP brought, who said that they deliberately wiped out the result of the Beavers in FCT. Now, I remember that I mentioned here, we have 7 states in Nigeria where election did not hold during the governorship election. But INEC still said that they were reconfiguring the Beavers. If you add it, FCT, it's like potentially 8 states. And majority of those states, like Bayelsa, like Edo State, like Ekiti State, like Kogi State, like Osun State, like Anambra State, and which other state? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 states where elections were off-season, and FCT where there is no governorship election. And they still went and reconfigured the Beavers. And what the man said, the cybersecurity expert said was, it wasn't reconfiguring. They wiped it. They deliberately want to injure it, but because they didn't know that experts will still come and get all those things back. So the question is, why go for Abuja, even though they declared people to be the winner? That tells you that probably Labour Party won as much as 90% of Abuja, or more people came to vote in Abuja, that if the number of people that voted for Labour Party in Abuja were to be included, it may be up to 1 million people. That is the criminal intent they're manifesting there. And all these places that Labour Party is contesting, where a governorship election did not hold, you still went and wiped the Beavers, and now went and uploaded blood and corrupted result. What were they trying to do? They are trying to cover their crime. But unfortunately, as one of our own, Onyeka used to say here, the cybersecurity expert we have here used to say, they are meddling with the wrong generation. Obedience and not a pushover. Nigeria is rising to its glorious time. Our generation will break Nigeria out of this rat race of abuse, political rape, and rat race in governance. As our Oga said, I agree with him. The Beavers were just the basic value acceptable, and they denied us that opportunity. It's a shame.
Okay, good. Basic value acceptable. My people, our time don't they give us signal, make we carry the commot. But we'll go come back this evening around 5. We'll come back because we get other things. So they try to make them short so that all things go normal, because we don't hear some of your complaints say they reach 2 hours. So we'll try to cut and we'll come in the morning, then we'll come in the evening. So make you watch this one. In the evening time, we'll bring some explosive things where we say they happen, and some things where we say PO take the encourage all the obedient movement worldwide, make them make their mind there settled. So with this one now, I go thank the people who join me today. Dr. Etel, thank you. And Angel go take over from here. But before then, I go say make una like, share, so that other people, when we say wherever they make them forget notification. Angel, you get the mic now.
My obedience and well-meaning Nigerians, a new Nigeria is possible. No going back on taking back our Nigeria, our country. It belongs to us. No matter what INEC chairman, I talk am before, say, we go declare that man wanted. I don't know what you wanna think about them. At least from now till 3rd, defense go start. Make we declare wanted. Anybody we see him, make him tell us. We want that man physical present in that court. May he come there, appear in person. No be say he go send person. No, we want him. Make he come tell us what he use that 300 billion do. What he use and do. We won't know. As our PO say, all in life, all in political career, na miracle. And we believe God say, this one again, it go be miracle. Because na him be the first governor wey reclaim his mandate. And na him go be, by his grace, the first president to reclaim his mandate. Whether the devil like him or not, we go get our mandate. Because the evidence, as Oyibo dey talk, is overwhelming. The thing dey sweet me. But no wahala. In the evening, we go see again. My people, like, share, subscribe. You watch us finish, you know subscribe, you know like. Wait till you come again now. Thank you so much, Dr. Etel, for always being available to us. Thank you, now God go bless you. My obedient people, thank you for staying true throughout this time. God bless you. We love you, but God loves you more. Till in the evening, stay well. Don't find trouble.